Hello and good evening. It is the Challenge All Stars 3 premiere week, and we're super excited to get into it. Let's go. All right, this is Kyle Petty, and I'm joined by the ever so fabulous John Dunphy. We are without Gina on tonight, and sadly, probably going forward for some time. She's got much better things to do as she's enjoying her fabulous tour life. We wish her well. We love you and miss you.
Yeah, she's doing big things. Big things.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. We're excited. We're excited. You can find us on the socials, BB Jury Duty. But tonight, we are not talking Big Brother. We are talking the Challenge All Stars 3. I guess I don't know, how do we even start this whole thing? First of all, we almost had a big flarn. I almost played the Survivor opening. Okay. Almost played the Survivor opening. And I sat here and I said, what is S42 open? What does that mean? And I went, oh, shoot. I was like, that's Survivor. And I'm watching the countdown go. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, is it even still here? And it was here. It was here. Crisis averted.
That's so funny.
Yeah. To our audio friends, that means nothing to you. No. Give us a watch on the YouTube, and you'll see what we're talking about. Anyway, we digress. So the Challenge All Stars. We're seeing a lot of really fun people come back. First of all, we were a total flarn on our first boot selections.
Oh, I know.
Okay, all right, that did not go well. Although very exciting for a moment, very exciting. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right, let's start with the elephant in the room, in my opinion. I was very surprised to now see that Jordan and Naya are now a what now?
Yeah, like, I'm not sure, but very surprising.
Right? Very surprising. She seems to be very chill. Although, okay. Can we like real talk here? I know I selected him as to win the season, and this has nothing to do with anything, but there's something weird about the way that Naya spoke about Jordan. It felt very much the way that Tori spoke about him as well. Like, oh, you have to really get to know him different. I really know him. It just felt very off to me. Little unsettling. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's interesting because I have really never liked Jordan very much, but so far in the season, I'm kind of liking him more. I don't know why. I don't know if that'll continue, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the mullet.
Well, because I think we also just now own who Jordan is. Like, he's an agitator. Because the villain role was not very much that didn't have a place in the challenge, in the old challenge. That's why Wes was always like considered so Weasley and people hated him so much. And it's like, but as the popularity of Big Brother kind of like, infiltrated these things, and Survivor, it's fun to be the villain. Like, we're playing the political game. It kind of infiltrated in the challenge here too. And these people now don't look as bad because we're like, oh no, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, this is this is part of it. So yeah, I that's my 2 cents. Like, what do I know?
No,
just the whole corner of his bedroom.
One of the storylines coming into the season was how I thought it was going to be so interesting that Jordan and Naya were back in the same house together, and like I had no idea that they'd been building this relationship.
No idea. Yeah, I thought it was going to be so thrilling to watch.
Yeah, I was like, oh, are we gonna get some fireworks? We get some fireworks here, and it's like, no, they like love each other.
Yeah. Good for them. But to the game. So the first night, episode one, they played tunnel vision. And they had to look through the little holes and then look at the little squares, the little snakes and things. And listen, I would be out immediately. I don't know how anyone remembers any of these things. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Yeah, what would get me is I could remember probably like certain things, like if there was a snake in this one or a monkey in this one, but all the different colors, they all looked like exactly the same but completely different.
Yes,
So, like,
exactly. And they were also going different directions, like,
yeah,
and the colors looked slightly off. And it's like, so I have to remember now which way the gradient is going. I now have to also remember what direction the snakes were pointing. I'll just forget it. Like, there's just no way. It's entirely too overwhelming. I'd just be like one square at a time, just running back and forth, just wear myself down.
well, that was something that Jordan actually said when he was competing on this. He was like, I run up there, I look for one, and I get it. I run back and I do that, and then I'm like, no, I have to go faster, so I'll go and I'll look for three, and then by the time I get back, I forget all three of them.
Yes, yeah. There's absolutely no way I couldn't do it. That would absolutely be me.
I would love
Yes.
to see how long this actually took, this competition.
You know, I think about that a lot. You know, we're watching it, and sometimes it even feels a little belabored. Sometimes I'm like, okay, all right, enough now. I get it. They're running back and forth. You know, but can you imagine like actually being there? There isn't that underscored music. There isn't
Right.
anything. It's just silence. Or you're just hearing us like just feet clomping on the dirt, like,
Right.
and just people going, oh, like it must like be what a terrible like place to like be.
Yeah,
Right?
it's so like it makes it so dramatic for us and exciting. But when they're there
Yes.
running back and forth for 2 hours, I guarantee there's one contestant. It's like, why does this person keep elbowing me out of the way every time I try to look? And it's like they're just running around in silence, like yelling.
Yes. Asshole. Oh, yeah, fuck you. Like it must like be really strange, you know.
Right. Oh, that's so good.
Any Hoosers. This challenge saw the winners as Wes and Sylvia. Now, I hope this starts to put some more respect on Sylvia's name. You know, because I don't know why she's so underrated. Okay,
Yeah.
because people disrespect her all the time. She says it, and you can see it in the way they act. Here she is, episode 1. Miss Sylvia came to play. All right,
Yeah.
sharing the throne with Wes. However, takes a winner, you get a loser. Cyrus and Cynthia, sorry, took an L tonight. Yeah, well,
sometimes that's just how it goes, you know.
I like Cynthia.
Yeah,
she seems fun. She's like, oh, you know, I may look fit, but you cut me open, and wine will fall out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I said, okay, all right. I was like, I like her.
Yeah.
And I was like, this could either go one way or another. Like either we're seeing so much of her because they're building up her underdog like arc, or we're seeing so much of her because this is all we'll see of her. And unfortunately, well, never mind. Too far. This is Cyrus and Cynthia. All right. So this season brought us a new twist, right? So we already know, like All Stars has already established that the losers just automatically go in.
Yeah.
Which is something about All Stars that I have always enjoyed, actually. That's such a throwback to the way that things used to be, which is why the challenge has such a foundation on like just like honor, you know, just such a good competitive spirit and such, which we all enjoy. Being silly. So yeah, this kind of harkens back to that. But so this season now enters the Authority, which I really like. I like that this is an individual game, by the way.
Right. I agree.
All Stars 2 didn't end up that way. It started individual and then they ended up in pairs. And I don't like that. Like that. You get people that end up with other people that either bring one down or one should not be lifted up. I love an individual game.
It's true, and I love this Authority. It seems a little big to me. Like 6 is a lot. I'm sure as we lose cast members, maybe that'll get smaller, right? At some point, I feel like that'll have to sort of shrink down. Maybe there's only like
right. Yeah, right. It has to.
But what I love about it, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I just want to say something that I love about the Authority, because we saw it a little bit in episode 2 without actually going into who was in the Authority for episode 2, because we haven't
Oh,
gotten
I
there yet.
already
But
know what you're gonna say, but yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
everybody in the Authority's got a friend or two that they want to save. You know, it's like there's only
Well,
24
let's say what
people in
the
the house.
authority
Like,
is, though, for our friends
yeah,
here. So the
yeah,
authority, being now the top 3 men and the top 3 women now form the authority, and now they will now decide what male and what female will be facing the losers in elimination. So this is big. This is big because in All Stars 2, what they did was they selected um whatever power, like whatever duo won, they selected 2 duos.
mm.
And then the house voted on the duos. So it's like, yeah, we did this, but we didn't really do it. It's like, y'all still did it because y'all still the ones who voted. Like it's kind of like this is very direct. So I enjoy it for that. So yeah, so go ahead. So now your point on the authority and why
No,
you enjoy it.
yeah, like I just love that there's all these people. Everybody's got somebody that they want to save at some point. There's only 24 people in this house to start, and if 6 of them are on
Right.
this authority, and now they each have one person, half of the house is now
Safe.
off limits. Yeah,
Right.
off limits, and you've
And
got to
now
just
even
sort of
more
pick.
so because you lost 2.
Right, right. So you lost
Because
2
the
after the first,
scenario that you're referring to, 2 are already gone at that point. So then that means
right,
more than half the house.
right, and it's just at some point you got to make tough choices. Which ally are you going to choose to protect if everybody only gets to save one person, or if the people that are left, if you vote on those people and who you want to, are you going to piss off somebody else, or is one of your other allies going to be in danger? I love all the different, like, you
Yeah.
don't know which way it could go, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool
I
to me.
like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Yes. So we say that to say top 3 men and women making up the authority in episode 1 over here was obviously Wes and Sylvia. Then we had MJ, last season's winner. Then we had Veronica, the return of Miss Veronica. Yes. And Kellyanne. Miss Kellyanne. I liked this group.
Me too.
And I like that
Me too.
Veronica was back. I like that Veronica was back in a power position nice and early.
Right.
She's another OG that has been disrespected by me as well. So it was nice to see her in a position where, she's boss ass bitch.
Yeah.
Good for you, Lady V.
She did not get what she wanted out of this authority.
No,
though.
she didn't. No, she didn't. She said Tina is off limits. The authority said, sorry about it. There's more of us than you. And they have nominated Tyler and Tina.
Yep.
Right, Tyler and Tina.
It was a diplomatic way to do it, though. Nobody wants
a diplomatic
to.
way to do it. Yeah, their decision on this was now the next worst people.
Right.
And fine. That's the safest thing to do at this stage. You're not really showing your cards or anything.
Yeah.
Which is probably also why Veronica didn't fight too hard, because it's like, how hard are you gonna fight on logic like that? Like what can you other than saying that, like, this is clearly my number one.
Right.
Which still
right.
does not outweigh the logic of the other 5, because good and well that if you were part of the other 5, this wasn't like this, you would be going the other way.
Right.
So, like, yeah.
And what makes this so great too, like we were kind of saying, was that Tina then said, because Veronica went and told him, sorry, we picked you, like, you have to go in. Tina was like, all right, well, it's just going to make it easier when I have to do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, yes, which is what we like to see. There's a lot of this, too much friendship sometimes in the challenge, all this honor, all this stuff. Missed me with it. I come from Big Brother now. I used to understand that. I don't speak that language anymore.
Yeah.
No, I want to see some backstabbing. So then they went into a new elimination. I don't think I've ever seen anything.
Yeah,
like
but
this,
I liked
right?
it.
I like this a lot. Crawl Brawl, which is a really fun new take on Hall Brawl. They had to crawl through this little cage thing. dig their way through this big mound of sand as they drag sandbags to the other side. First one to bring 3 sandbags out through the other side, crossing through the other person each and every time, and ring the bell wins. Yeah. This went an interesting way. Now, when we saw Cyrus down there, I was excited.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted to see him go. Like I don't mean to be mean, but it would have been really fun if our first boot picks that were immortalized on social media, right? That we knew were timestamped before the premiere, our genuine first boot picks went out first. That would have been really cool. What a cool thing to say. We missed.
We missed.
We missed.
We were close. We were close.
All right, we can see what happens with our winners, though. We can see what happened with our winners. So Joy Judy takes some L's tonight. The biggest losers tonight, us. And also Tyler and Cynthia, because they went home during this crawl brawl. Did not treat them well. Didn't treat them well.
Tyler really got he got messed up by that carabiner. Just couldn't get it off of that.
Yeah. Let me tell you something now. Can I tell you some things about All Stars 2? Just like the little things, like
sure
things. Like, I mean, you already know that Tyler didn't win. And he already said that, like, he got banged up, right? He said that in this, right? That he had some broken ribs and things.
Right.
Because he did a pole wrestle with Latarian.
Oh man.
Or it was some kind of like, I mean, he just got the shit pounded out of him. I mean, it was like, oh my goodness gracious. But put up a really good fight. So
yeah. And he even after he lost this one, he still completed the task. He still dragged the sandbags over to the bell. Still putting in the effort. So there's one thing about this crawl brawl. I really liked this, and I liked what we saw.
Yeah.
But
what?
I'm excited to see this come back again, because the hall brawl that we know, and I know this is different. You're crawling around in the sand. You got to dig through this giant, mountain of sand that's right in the middle of the cage. But I have a feeling that depending on who's in there, you're going to get a lot more people grabbing onto each other. There wasn't really that. They would kind of meet in the cage.
Yeah.
And then they would kind of pass each other and keep on going. And I feel like you get a couple other competitors in there that are, say, like it's a Wes and a Jordan. They're grabbing onto each other. They're trying to drag each other backwards and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like.
And I think that Wes and Jordan is really the only pairing in All Stars where you would ever see something like that. Unfortunately, because that's just not the culture of All Stars. Like that is just not how they play this. Like they play it with very nice. We're friends. We're parents. Like they play the game, but like they're not that scrappy. I would like to see this come back on like the regular challenge, like the main stage. I think it'd get really crazy. You give me, oh my gosh, like Fessy and Corey.
Oh yeah.
Like especially since they're always supposed to be playing together and Fessy's always burning him. and like there was some situation where like Fessy like burned Corey again and now they're together in a crawl brawl. Like, come on. Yeah. I mean, like to see two grown men on all fours, like I mean, I'm telling you, it get real scrappy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know if Corey's coming back to the challenge.
Really?
I don't want to be starting any rumors, but like you know how like when like you're always searching for things like on Google Chrome, like on your phone, and it gives you like those headlines. It's supposed to be like, oh, things you care about, and it said something like, oh, will Corey ever go back to the challenge? And will he? And it was like one of those gossipy things. I was like, ugh. I was like, I don't really want to read this, but I'm kind of intrigued, so I'm gonna keep my eyes out. But like, yeah, so that's what I heard but didn't hear. Okay, so there's that. So
very interesting.
You heard it here first, but did you? You're silly.
Oh man.
All right. So that wraps up episode 1 on the Challenge All Stars 3. Tyler and Cynthia out the door. I like that Cynthia said on her way out that she's going to come back more prepared.
I like that too.
I like it for 2 different reasons. I like it because I like what I saw tonight. I enjoyed her. So I want to see more of her. That means she has an intention to return. And she says she's going to come back prepared. That means she has a respect for the game. All right.
That's right.
She's not going to be full of wine no more. Full of protein powder and Cliff Bars.
Cliff Bars. Protein powder and Cliff Bars. All right, I'm excited to see Cynthia.
That's right. Come on, Queen Cynthia. No, we're excited. We're really excited.
Oh, so we learned something at the end of episode 1, but then still didn't really learn about it.
Right. Go ahead. Tell us.
Do you want to talk about it now, or should we wait?
There's not much to talk about because we still don't know. So go ahead.
I'm so freaking interested in what these stars are going to mean on their shirts.
Well, tell us about it. You tell us about the twist.
Well, we don't really know that much, right? All TJ has said at the end of that first elimination, he said, look around, see these stars on your shirt. Everybody has one. The more stars you have, the more power you have. He hasn't told us what kind of power.
Yeah, but how do you get a star?
So you get a star if you eliminate someone. You kind of essentially steal their star. And
right.
yeah, and apparently you know, I wonder. So when they were doing the red skulls, right? You could like collect skulls that one season.
Yeah, you had to get a skull in order to be eligible for the final. But he just said that, you know, having more stars just gives you some kind of power, some kind of
more
something.
Power, yeah.
Yes. So that means. Oh, interesting. I just realized I didn't make captions for that. So eliminated was Tyler and Cynthia. That means the people not eliminated, all right, earning stars would be Cyrus and Tina.
Yeah.
Okay, so they both have 2 stars each, while the rest of our all-stars have 1 star. Yes. I forgot all about that twist. Yeah. It's also because we didn't really learn about it. Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up. But it is fun because it does kind of get tied up at the end of this, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, sure does. So as we go into episode 2 here, we're seeing the first sabotage be issued. Okay. So Wes and Sylvia said, listen, I've had enough. Jordan and Kellyanne, I'm gonna put some sabotage on you. You know, and this West Jordan thing, this goes back for years. This goes back forever. They just love to hate each other, these two. It's like a friendly, unfriendly rivalry.
Right. And I gotta tell you, like, we can get into it more later, but yes, really hates Wes also. Did you hear like how he was referring to Wes, like even using the sabotage? Because like obviously everybody knows that Wes and Jordan have this big rivalry. Of course, Wes is going to throw his sabotage on Jordan.
Jordan knew it too.
Yeah, and Yes had this huge problem with it. Like people that enjoy sabotaging, that enjoy cheating, which that's not even cheating. He's using something that he's been given in the game.
Not even just given, that he earned.
That he earned, yeah, he won.
Earned it. He won. I mean, that's the game,
right?
And then win, you'll get one too,
right? And like the way that he just kept referring to it, being like, "Oh, the people that love to cheat and cause, you know, that." Oh, he even said like people that love to make big moves and cheat. Like I'm not cool with that. Like I don't like that. And I'm like, what's going on, man?
What are you talking about?
Why are you so mad?
Wes he does make big moves. I don't think there's no way to cheat. But see, but that even still goes back to, again, that whole concept of like you're cheating because you're not playing with honor, because this is such a competitive, like that, but that's not really cheating. Yes.
Right.
Like that's part of the game. Y'all just didn't explore that. Like that's that's not, it's not his fault that he's playing the game better than you. And not even necessarily better, just different.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand the criticism of like of him being like, you make big moves, you do this. It's like, isn't that the point, to make big moves and win the game? I
No.
feel like people want to be remembered for like their big moves and stuff. You know, it's like,
Yeah, but see, but again, that's coming from a different world. You know, yes, his big move is winning against the best in the final. Wes's big move would be getting out all the best people so that his sorry ass is the best one in the final. Now that's the big move, you know. So that's what it is. Yeah, it's just two different ways of playing.
right.
And
Right.
Yes does not understand that. He doesn't get it. So,
All right.
anyway.
Well,
Yeah. Then they played Out of Reach.
Out of Reach.
And they had to swing, right? They had to swing above the water, okay, and then kick this little thing to make the key fall down. And the key floated on this little floaties. And then they got the key, and then they had to unlock the puzzle pieces and then make a star puzzle. So our sabotage people got a 1-minute sabotage. So after they retrieved their key, they had to wait before they could unlock their puzzle pieces. They had to wait.
Yeah. Only a minute.
Only a minute, which pales in comparison to the people who failed to actually hit the key on their own and had to be dropped. Right. They received a 20-minute penalty, which, I mean, honestly, it made this 1-minute sabotage look so stupid.
I know, especially because Jordan got his puny little 1-minute sabotage thing, and then Wes, of all people, got the 20-minute penalty.
Yes, that's what he gets. That's what he gets.
Yeah, it was great. It was very funny.
So yeah, I mean, that's really all to really say about this, right? Kellyanne had some troubles. She was pretty frustrated.
Oh yeah, so much so that Sylvia felt bad for sabotaging her afterwards.
She did.
But I liked this competition though. I actually think I would have loved doing this.
I would have loved doing it if not a competition. If it was just an activity that I did with my friends, then like fine. I would definitely lose if it was me. But it did look like it would be fun to do. I could agree. You know. But Yes and Kendall won.
Yep. Yeah. So looks like we're gonna get to see Yes use that sabotage power after all.
Yeah, and we'll see what he does with that. Oh, what is he going to keep it? No, TJ. I'll sabotage myself.
I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat.
I don't want to do anything good.
Are you okay with that?
Are you okay, you fool?
I'm all right.
So I don't know.
Barely holding it together.
I know. We just listen. Just hold on by a thread. Thank goodness we can just sit by and watch everybody else's life.
Yeah.
It's going to take a dark twist. So listen, Letarian and Tina are the challenge losers. Okay.
Tina was the loser. Letarian lost too, but Tina was the loser. And I love Tina. My goodness. When she flipped over in that swing.
That was humiliating. It was humiliating.
Everybody was like, what is she doing? And she was like, listen, I know I'm top heavy, but Jesus.
It was a mess.
God.
Yeah, that was good stuff. It was really, really good stuff. So that whole issue got her disqualified.
I loved hearing, I don't even know who it was, but hearing someone go, oh, thank God. I'm sorry, Tina, but thank God.
Yeah, I heard that too. They didn't really show us because it was like a group shot when they had it overlaid or whatever. Yeah, we didn't get to see, which sucked. But yeah, unfortunately, her being top heavy is what put her into the elimination automatically because she was disqualified. So the Authority are top 3 men, top 3 women. Yes, and Kendall, obviously. Jordan, Jonna, fresh off her last season win. All right, so we saw MJ in episode 1, Jonna in episode 2. I don't know. You know, I had some comments about Jonna's win. I did have some comments.
That's right.
I'll say that I don't. Should I say? I don't know. I don't want to spoil things for you. So I don't know. I don't want to spoil things. So maybe I don't have any comments. Never mind. My comments canceled.
Does this have to do with All Stars 2?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I already know that she wins. So like,
right. And actually, you know what's funny about the fact that you know she wins? When you posted your post on our socials about like your first, you know, you're winning the season picks and everything, and read the caption, I did not know that she won yet in my watching. Like, so I got spoiled even from that. I was like, oh no. Because I was like, I have to hurry and catch up. I have to finish it tonight. And then you're like, oh, my post is up. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me see. And I'm like, oh, man.
I thought you knew that. I'm so sorry.
I wasn't there yet. I was almost there.
Well,
yeah. But then I have to be honest. I was sitting there. I was like, I don't understand how this happened. I cannot understand how Jonna won this. What happened? And like I just, you know, listen, man.
I need to go back and watch.
You got to go back and watch.
All right.
And I think that, you know, what I will say is that if you binge it, I think you will experience it the way that I did. And I think that somebody who did not, that watched it one a week, would have a different opinion.
Okay.
There is, because when you binge it, it the picture is very clear. You know what I mean? Like, as far as how much time has passed, you remember things a little bit better.
Right.
And that's all. So I'm excited for you to catch up. Hopefully you had nothing to do this weekend or something, because you got a lot of things to watch, you know, because we got to talk about this Big Brother Australia thing too.
Yeah.
We have so much to do while Gina's away.
I know.
To carry the torch here.
I got to keep him busy.
Our Drag Race coverage might get canceled.
Really?
I mean, listen.
So we can only do what we can handle.
We're a Big Brother podcast primarily.
Yeah.
The challenge has to remain in the primary slot at the moment, because the way that Australia is lined out, it's just, there's no way to do it on Thursdays. We're going to have to look at something else. But, you know, I'm going to watch it. So that if you're going to watch it too, there's really no reason why we shouldn't just talk about it. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to watch it. So
I'll watch.
Yeah. So anyway, The Authority for episode 2. Again, we already did that, you know, Brad and KAILAH. And this is where now you are now talking about how The Authority is now interesting, because now when you start talking about who wants to keep who safe,
right,
you do start to get a lot of information. And this was a moment where I kind of liked KAILAH.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one thing, because it's just funny because it's funny because like in other seasons, right? It's not uncommon for whoever's like automatically going into elimination. It's not uncommon for whoever's going to be making the decision on who else to send down to be like, hey, so like in an ideal situation, like who would you want to go against? You know, like we've heard that question asked so many times. So like, and I'm sure that some of it had to do with the way that you know, that Tina ended up approaching Jonna. She came at her pretty aggressively.
She really did. And like, it just wasn't, and it's almost like it kind of went back to even the way that Jonna used to be treated in the challenge, like kind of just like bullied and treated like this, like, you know, this like little puppy dog thing. And like, I don't know. It kind of gave me those vibes, and it was not
Right,
nice.
right. But I just felt like, so I can understand why they wouldn't want to give Tina what she wanted, but like I think Kendall started it off saying just like, you know, Laterian and Tina, they just don't want to go against like their friends, which
Mhm.
like obviously the authority has the final say, so that's fine. But I just thought, and again, I can understand it more in Tina's case, but I didn't see Laterian do anything. Somebody asked him, "Who do you want to go against?" And he was like, "Honestly, I just don't want to go against like Cyrus or you know Nehemiah or whatever." Like he just kind of said that, and I just felt like the way that Kayla was like,
Right.
"Oh," the way that she was just like, "Well, that's not their decision to make. That's our decision, and we're going to come up with." And I just like, okay, all right, calm down,
All
calm
right,
down.
calm down, calm down. And it's like she's right, but it's like you don't have to be so like I don't. I just really don't like Kayla, and
People
that
are
that even
worked
just
up.
brings us into this whole thing. You know, how she's talking about how we're not rewarding bad behavior. Like, what is she like? You are one of the baddest people. Like
Yeah.
my most recent memory of her, even though it's not recent, is of her alley-ooping that mattress over with Jemmy.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
so you're talking about you're not rewarding bad behavior. I'm not really sure that the way that you have bullied people in the past really warrants your return.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Like,
And did you hear what she said in that before that tunnel vision competition? What she said about the other women in the cast?
no.
She was like, "Well, I think I should have a pretty good advantage in this competition because I'm a lot younger than most of the women here, so my vision's a lot better." Like she like made a
What?
comment. Yeah, she was like, "So I hope they brought their readers." Like she like made a comment like that. I was like, "All right, calm down."
Yeah, I'm telling she's just nasty. She's just
Yeah.
nasty. Although I did like the way she's playing the game in terms of like how she saw the authority and she saw such an
Yeah.
opportunity there.
I can
That's
agree with
very
that, yeah.
smart. That's very smart, especially um, whether she acknowledges it or not. But like you know, she is not the most physical. She's not the most physically strong
Mm,
female competitor that there ever was. Um, so she's going to need to be that smart socially
yeah.
if we're going to see her in the end.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's your
I
winning the season pick, isn't it?
who, Kayla?
Or was that your first boot? Was that your first
That was
boot?
Kayla was my first boot. I
Your
was hoping
first
that
boot.
I there was a brief moment where I like actually thought she was struggle a little bit in that tunnel vision too. And Cyrus had already been like the loser of the men's side, and I
Mhm.
was like, oh please let it be Cyrus and Kayla going automatically in.
It'd be amazing. Who is your female winner?
The female
Oh, you
winner that
said
I
John
chose was
A.
JONNA.
Yes, you
Yeah.
said that's what it was. So that's what it was. Right,
Yeah.
because that's what ruined my in me in the comments. Yeah.
God
I was
damn
like, John A. I was like, why is he picking her? I was like, okay, John A.
it.
Um so the authority um totally against the wishes of Miss Tina votes Mark and Melinda.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, this really got interesting. This really got interesting. Yeah, so obviously Tina was like pretty miffed, goes without saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just felt so bad for Melinda on that ankle.
we didn't get there yet. So they
No,
played.
we knew it was injured already.
We did. Oh, okay.
Like the fact that they come in and tell her you're going in against your best friend, and they
And
showed
you have
on
a
camera
bad ankle.
her ankle taped up.
Right. So in a way, me thinking you spoiled. It's my fault. I'm my fault.
Whoever's watching this saw the episode, I'm sure.
I mean, honestly, of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you wouldn't have
Yeah.
tuned in. You wouldn't have tuned in. So they played lights out, except not everyone did. Because Melinda's ankle have completely failed her due to TJ's very difficult finale.
Yeah.
Um, so she was had a medical exit. A medical exit.
She was
Um,
really limping. She was really limping in that
she
in the
was
arena
really
stuff.
going through it. She was really going
Yeah.
through it, which is a sad exit for Melinda. Because she was
But
really, I mean, she really went far
yeah.
in the game last time. I don't want to
And
spoil
sh-
things for you, but she went
and
far.
not not unlike Cynthia, Melinda also declared, she said, I want to come back. I want to make sure I take the time to heal my ankle up, and I want to come back. And, so that's, hopefully
Well,
we'll see Melinda
I
again.
would always expect to see Melinda again. Now that
Yeah.
I've now seen a couple of these, it looks like we're gonna have certain people that would just be recurring. This is the All Stars cast plus some others, just like we usually have like a regular challenge cast plus some others.
Right.
She seems to be part of the mainstay. Melinda is. I don't see an All Stars without Melinda. Like I expect to see KENDAL. I expect to see Nehemiah. Unfortunately, yeah, there's Darrell. I expect to see him, even though he's like, oh, I don't know if I'm ever going to do one of these again. It's like you've been saying that for years. You've been saying that for years. So there's just certain people I expect to see every All Stars. JONNA at this point, because it's my understanding this is only over like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that like this is a rather.
I mean, I could see it. Yeah, because I mean, we've seen challenges where there's over 30 competitors, right? I mean, this is 24 people. They're probably doing a challenge every couple of days,
right?
Maybe an extra day here or there,
right. But no, I see this kind of moving pretty fast. So like, there's a reason why all these moms keep doing it, because it must not be that big of an interruption. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, so Melinda's gone. So Lights Out was played by Latarian and Mark. All right, and they were both, strapped to this log, basically, and had to like just dig in the dirt, just dig and dig and dig,
until
brutal. They could hit the little buzzer. Yeah, I cannot believe how long this went on.
Did you see?
Up to like 40 minutes. My God,
I think it was like 31 minutes before anyone had made any progress at all. Like there was a solid like 31 minutes where they were both just dug into the sand. They were both completely even. That bar that they were, tethered to was like completely even. They were just neck and neck, and then slowly it just started to shift.
Crazy.
There was a point somebody was saying like they thought Latarian was going to throw up because he was like heaving.
Yes.
Like
I can't even imagine.
Right?
I can't even imagine. And this actually saw Latarian out the door.
Yeah.
Which is not really how I saw that going. I had to be honest with you. I still thought Latarian was still going to pull it out. I really did.
Yeah. He fought the whole time. The whole time
he did.
He was fighting.
He did.
Mark, he was still struggling, Mark. Even though he was getting closer and closer to the buzzer, like there was a couple moments I thought he might start to slip back a little bit.
Yeah. No, listen, people better put a little bit more respect on Mark's name, okay? The way that he eliminated Latarian like that. Like, that was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild.
He was pissed about going in, too. He said, I'm not going to forget the people that put me in. I hope he doesn't take it out on Brad, because Brad tried to keep him safe.
He did try.
And he did not vote for Mark to go in. He said he didn't want him to go in. But Mark said, he said, there are some people in there that are supposed to be friends of mine. So, that means not just Brad he's talking about. So I'm curious to see what kind of footage we might get when they get back to the house after this elimination, and Mark trying to go to the people that were in the authority being like, so what the hell, what's the deal?
What was that?
Yeah. You put me in the second elimination of the season. Really?
Right. Yeah. Because we have seen none of the blowback of any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I'm excited too to see what the situation is with Tina going back into the house, with them putting Melinda down there, because I don't know if you looked, there was a point the camera went up to the whole cast up there when Melinda she had limped her way down. She was standing there. She was saying she wasn't going to compete because her ankle was messed up, and KENDAL was bawling her eyes. I mean, I'm sure Melinda, with the way it looked, Melinda probably would have been going home the next day anyway, because it looked like her ankle was not going to hold up.
Yeah, no.
But I wonder if in that moment KENDAL was like, fuck, I sent this poor girl down there against her friend on a bad ankle, because she was bawling her eyes out. But
well, see, you know what this also does? This gave Tina her 3rd star.
Yeah.
So now Tina's got 3 stars, and now
and most only have 1. I think
and Mark now has 2.
Mark has 2, and Cyrus has 2.
And Cyrus has 2. Yep. And
That's
Tina
it. Everybody else has 1. Yeah. Tina, I'm just dying that we didn't find out more information
I
tonight, though.
can't wait to find out more. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think Yes will sabotage?
Honestly, right
West.
now I'm thinking Wes.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. Did you watch the Next On portion?
I did, and I remember thinking there was something very exciting, but I
Yes.
don't remember now what it was because I literally
Yeah.
I had it running as I was like moving my chair into the bedroom, like getting
Right,
set up.
right.
So I was really cutting it close here.
So that Next On portion, it did feature a conversation between Wes and Yes. Wes was kind of just was just kind of telling Wes like that he doesn't like him more and that he doesn't like how he plays the game. He was just kind of saying that. So I could see Yes like to throw it in his face just happily with a smile, being like, I'm going to sabotage my best friend Wes. You know, now that they have this thing that's going on right now, I could see that happening. But what was very interesting was that Kendall then, because we didn't even think about this, and all TJ said in at the start of this episode, episode 2, when it was time for Wes and Sylvia to sabotage their people, all he said was that you guys have to sabotage 2 All-Stars. I think everybody just took that to mean that Wes has to sabotage a man and Sylvia has to sabotage a woman.
Because then Kendall said, "Does it have to be a woman?"
Yeah, she said, "Can I sabotage the guys?"
Yeah,
and TJ was like, "Yeah," and everybody started going crazy. I don't know whose voice it was, but somebody was like, "Kendall, how are you going to dig yourself out of this one?" And who knows? It could have been completely editing. That could be a line that comes from that could be a line from a different episode for all we know. But like, it sets up like a huge thing. So obviously you can't sabotage the same person. Like both people can't use their sabotage on one person because TJ said you have to sabotage 2 All-Stars. But this sets things up very interesting. Like, you know, you might have 2 allies that are, you know, very close, that are men, that are super strong competitors, that are blowing everybody out of the water, and now maybe you can sabotage both of them, you know, or like, or same thing on the women's side. Like if you have 2, if it's, you know, this just sets up a lot of very interesting things. I think
I like it a lot. I like it a lot, and the fact that the sabotage will always be something like a little different, or at least I think it will. Like we'll see.
Yeah, it would be a bummer if it was just like, you have to stand here for 1 minute.
Is it always a time penalty? Like, no, I feel like I feel like maybe with each challenge it'd be like slightly different.
I hope there's one. I want to see a sabotage that's like, okay, everybody has this puzzle. You get to sabotage one person, and like the sabotage is that there's one of their puzzle pieces is half a mile away. They have to go run half a mile, get it, run half a mile back.
That's terrible.
Oh, that would be fun.
You're not a nice man. You're not very nice.
I think I'm nice.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I kind of suck.
Yeah, so that's the challenge, All Stars 3. That's it. In 48 minutes, boom.
Yeah, I feel like this was we're off to a great start to the season, I think.
Yes, this is a good cast. This is a really good cast. Yeah,
it's fun. Like it's an All-Stars cast, but this feels like there's a lot more competitive. I mean, I've only seen like really All-Stars 1, and I feel like this cast is exciting to see. I like them all together. They have a history, but they're real. I feel like there's more real competitors here than the All-Star. I feel like the season 1 was a little bit more lax. I feel like that's the feeling that the
season 1 felt very, very much like the very, very beginning of the challenge, like when it really first started, like when it was like field day activities and like things like that. Yeah.
There are times that I'm watching this and I'm thinking that this could be like the regular challenge. You know what I mean? And then there's a few moments here and
these
there.
are really amped up. These are really amped up. Yeah, I agree.
But I like it here. Me too. I agree. I agree.
This is a really good blend.
Yeah. And I think part of it is that it seems to me anyway, I would have to look at what it is, but I think that the average age of this cast is probably a little bit less than the first season or 2.
I'd have to look.
Yeah. I mean, like KAILAH and Jordan, they could both be on, I mean,
they drive it down. They drive it down.
Yeah, like there are some,
maybe not West. Maybe not West.
Yeah. Even like Jemmy, right?
Yeah, Jimmy.
How old is JONNA? She can't be that old, right? I mean, like she's. I feel like she's been around for a while. That sounded bad.
She could be that old.
I didn't mean it like that.
Well, I don't think any of them are that old.
But you got some people here like 50, 50 and up.
Just Cyrus. No, I think up. Who's up? I think it's. I think it's.
I don't know. Talking out of my ass.
I think Cyrus is 50. Maybe Mark might be 52.
Okay.
Oh gosh, now we have to check. Stop. We have to check. We can't now sign off on that note.
I'm really just spitballing here.
No, we got to find out now. Mark Long. We got to find out.
$50.
He's 50 also?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 50. Sorry, Mark. You're not 52.
Laterian is 44. How old is... I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. Too much silence for our audio friends.
Yeah. No need to do that now.
All right. So we're going to be back talking the Challenge All-Stars 3 next week, Thursday at 9:30 for our live friends. Those of us who catch us after. We are going to start doing Big Brother Australia. We don't know how yet. All right. So just watch the socials. We're going to tell you. All right. And you can do that by following us at BB Jury Duty. Wow. Nice tie-in. Thank you. I'll accept all your applause. John, do you have anything else for us?
I'm enjoying being able to hear all the curses they're saying because it's not on regular TV. Yes. It's very fun to me.
Yes.
Like they drop a lot of F-bombs and half the time I'm like, wait, am I supposed to be hearing this?
No, this is welcome to Paramount Plus. Welcome to Challenge All-Stars. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are John's parting words. All right. So thank you all. Thank you. BB Jury Duty. We're out of here. Thanks a lot.